Yes, Honourable Minister, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Bupa Junction to Edu Wakrom Road on the Sefiweoso Akontombra stretch. The said road is part of Sefiweoso Akontombra Road R126. It is located in the Sefi Akontombra district of the Western North region. Current program. The project was awarded under contract titled Construction of Sefiweoso Akontombra Road, kilometer 15 to 56. The contract commenced on the 19th of December 2016 for completion by 18th of December 2019, with revised completion date of 18th June 2022. Physical progress of works is 52%. The contractor has suspended works due to delay in payment for works done. Akontombra to Dadieso Road. Akontombra to Dadieso are the respective district capitals of Akontombra and Swaman district in the Western North district regions. The two districts share boundaries with Sefi Bodi and Sefi Awin. The Akontombra Dadieso Road is a 22.3 kilometer road. Part of this road joins the National Road N12 at Bukaso and connects Akontombra to Dadieso in Kalo. The contract was awarded under the rehabilitation, upgrading, construction of roads in cocoa growing areas programmed on the 3rd of November 2021 for completion within 24 calendar months. The contractor mobilized to site and commenced work on the 17th of November 2021. He abandoned the site in November 2022 after clearing the site, constructing 55% of the drainage works and 50% of earthworks. The contractor has been served with warning letters. Current program. To improve the road surface for motorists and other road users, part of the road was reshaped under the 2024-2025 routine maintenance schedule. Tono Chrome Junction to Asieso Road. This road is captured on the Department of Feeder Roads database as Akontombra Asieso Feeder Road, 4 kilometers. The road is located in the Akontombra district of the Western North region. It is an unengineered road in poor surface condition. Current program. The Akontombra Asieso Feeder Road, 4 kilometers, was awarded under the contract title Rehabilitation of Akontombra Asieso Feeder Road, 4 kilometers, Peter Chrome Junction, Tewia Chrome Feeder Road, 5.5 kilometers, and Asasi to Yoyaja Feeder Road, 5 kilometers, under Cocoa Board funded program. The contract was awarded on the 25th of February 2020 for completion by 6th of March 2022. The overall progress of work is estimated at 32.1%. Physical completion. The contractor is currently not on site and the works have stalled. Efforts are being made to get the contractor back to site to complete the outstanding works. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Member, any supplementary?
Right, Honourable Speaker. I want to seek your leave. Questions number 117, 118 are all in the name of Akontombra.
No, Honourable Member, that is up to me. Do you have any supplementary question? Yes or no?
I want to finish with this ones before I ask the supplementary questions.
No, for every question you have a right to ask supplementary.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker.
Yes. Do you have a supplementary question on the question that we have asked?
Please let's proceed. I don't have any supplementary question.
Thank you very much. Honourable members, let's move to question numbered 117. Standing in the name of Pius Kwame Nkwa, honorable member for Sepi Akotombra, who is on the floor asking questions. So let's proceed. Honorable Sosu, we shall come back to your question later.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, again. To ask the Minister for Roads and Highways when the following projects in the Akontomra district will resume and completed. Pachi Kojo, Nzaura Akaukrum, Nzaura Yaukrum, Bokaso Bosompim, and Bokaso Adukwasi Rose. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Pechi Korojo Road is captured on the Department of Feeder Road database as Pechi Junction Kojo Feeder Road, 17.1 kilometers. It is an inter-district road located in the Akontombra district of the Western North region. It is an engineered road in poor condition. Current program, the Pechi Junction Kojo Feeder Road, 17.1 kilometers, was awarded under the contract titled Upgrading of Pechi Junction Kojo Feeder Road, 17.1 kilometers, under Road Fund. The contract was awarded on the 9th of August 2022 for completion by the 28th of July 2025. The progress of work is estimated at 45% physical completion. The contractor is currently on site and works are progressing steadily. Nsowara Akakrom. This road is captured on the Department of Feeder Road database as Nsowara Junction Kojokrom Akakrom Junction Feeder Road, 17.3 kilometers. The road is located in the Akontombra district of the Western North region. It is an engineered road with gravel surface in poor condition. The current program, this road was awarded under the contract titled Upgrading of Nsawara Junction Kojokrom Akakrom Junction Feeder Road, 17.3 kilometers. The contract was awarded on the 23rd of August 2022 for completion by 11th of April 2025. The progress of work is estimated at 32.14 physical completion. The contractor is currently not on site and works have stalled due to delay in payment of works done. The contractor has indicated his intention to remobilize to site to continue with the outstanding works. In Sawara to Yaokrom, this road is a 16-kilometer long connector road. The road is located in the Akontombra district of the Western North region. It is partially engineered road and has earth surface in poor condition. Current program, the road has been divided into 4 phases and awarded under 4 separate contracts as follows. Upgrading of Nsawara Yaokrom Feeder Road, Phase 1, kilometer 0 to 8. B, upgrading of Nsawara Yaokrom Feeder Road, kilometer 8 to 13, and the same with kilometer 13 to 14.5, and upgrading of Nsawara Yaokrom, kilometer 14.5 to 16. A, upgrading of Nsawara Yaokrom Feeder Road. The road was awarded under the contract entitled Nsawara Yaokrom Feeder Road, as mentioned above. The contract was awarded on the 20th of November 2020 for completion on the 2nd of December 2022, which was later revised to 30th of September 2023. The progress of work is estimated at 25.35 physical completion. The contractor is currently on site and works are progressing steadily. B, this road was awarded under the contract upgrading of Nsawara Yaokrom Feeder Road. The contract was awarded on the 2nd of February 2023 for completion on 18th of April 2024. The progress of work is estimated at 18.97 physical completion. The contractor is currently not on site and works have stalled due to delay in payment for works done. The contractor has indicated his willingness to mobilize to site to complete the work, outstanding works. C. This road was awarded under the contract titled Upgrading of Nsora Yao-Krom Feeder Road, Phase 3. The contract was awarded on the 14th of December 2023 for completion by 27th May 2025. The progress of works is estimated at 53.81 physical completion. The contractor is currently not on site and works have stalled due to the delay in payment for works done. The contractor has indicated willingness to remobilize the site to continue with the outstanding works. D. This contract was awarded on 14th of December 2023 for completion by 27th of May 2025. The progress of work is estimated at 51.37 physical completion. The contractor is currently not on site and works have stalled due to delay in payment for works done. The contractor has indicated his willingness to remobilize the site and complete the project. Bukaso Bosompem Road. This road is captured on the Department of Feeder Road database as Bosompem Junction to Bosompem Feeder Road, a 4.5 kilometer stretch. It is located in the Kontombra district of the Western North region. It is an unengineered road and has earth surface in poor condition. Current program. This road has been awarded on contract with title Upgrading of Bosompem Junction to Bosompem Feeder Road. And then Bowo Homoden Junction and then Bowo Modern Feeder Road under Cocoa Board funding. The contract was awarded on the 4th of September 2020 for completion by the 4th of January 2022. The overall physical completion progress is 17.97%. The contractor is currently not on site and works have stalled. Efforts are being made to get the contractor back on site. Bokaso Edu Kwasi Krom. Mr. Speaker, this road is captured on the Department of Feeder Road database and it's a 4.5 kilometer road. It is located within the Kontombra district of the Western North region. It is partially engineered road and has gravel surface in poor condition. Current program. This road is under contract and the current contract was awarded on the 13th of August 2020 for completion by 8th of December 2021. The contractor did not commence work, so the project was terminated by the Department of Feeder Road Entity Tender Committee on 15th of March 2024 for the employer's convenience. Future program. Engineering design studies will be carried out on the road by the end of the third quarter of 2025 for consideration. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Member, any supplementary?
Speaker, no supplementary questions. Thank you.
Let's move then to question number 118. Standing in the name of same honorable member. Honorable member, you have the floor.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I rise to ask the Minister for Roads and Highways when the construction of the following abandoned roads in the Kontombra district will resume and completed. Bawa Krom Junction to Misiba, Bohum Modern Junction to Bohum Modern, Abraham Krom Junction to Abraham Krom, Tewia Krom to Suyeja, Manu Krom to JJ Krom, and Esansi to Yoyo Eja. Thank you.
Honourable Minister, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, The above-mentioned roads are all roads in the Akontombra district of the Western North region. It is an unengineered road and was with earth surface in poor condition. Current program, that is number 1. The Bawakrom Junction to Misiba feeder road, 9.8 kilometers, was awarded under the contract titled Upgrading of Bawakrom Junction to Misiba Road under Cocoa Board funding. The contract was awarded on the 18th of December 2020 for completion by 4th of March 2023 and later revised to 30th of June 2025. The physical completion of the works is estimated at 7.51%. The contractor is currently not on site and works has stalled. Efforts are being made to get the contractor back on site to complete the outstanding works. Bawumode Junction to Bawumode itself. Mr. Speaker, this road is within the Akontombra district of the Western North region. It is an unengineered road and has earth surface in poor condition. Current program, Mr. Speaker, this road is under contract with Cocoa Board funding. The contract was awarded on the 4th of September 2020 for completion on the 4th of January 2022. The overall physical completion is 17.97%. The contractor is currently not on site and works have stalled. Efforts are being made to get the contractor back on site to complete outstanding works. Mr. Speaker, Abraham Chrome Junction to Abraham Chrome. Mr. Speaker, this road is in the Akontombra district of the Western North region. It is an unengineered road and has earth surface in poor condition. Mr. Speaker, this road has been awarded on contract and then on the 13th of August 2020 for completion by 6th of January 2022. Works have stalled and the contractor is currently not on site. The project was terminated by the Department of Federal Road Entity Tender Committee on 15th of March 2024 for employers' convenience. Future program. Engineering design studies will be carried out on the road by the end of the 3rd quarter of 2025 for consideration. Tewia Chrome Junction to Sueja. Mr. Speaker, this road is in the Akontombra district of the Western North region. It is an unengineered road with earth surface in poor condition. Currently, this road is under contract with the Cocoa Board funding. The contract was awarded on the 25th of February 2020 for completion by 6th of March 2022. The overall progress of work is 32.1% physical completion. The contractor is currently not on site and works have stalled. Efforts are being made to get the contractor back on site to complete this outstanding work. Menu Chrome to JJ Chrome. Mr. Speaker, this road is within the Akontombra district of the Western North region and is an earth surface in poor condition. Current program. Mr. Speaker, this road is under contract with funding from the road fund. Mr. Speaker, the contract was awarded on 20th of November 2020 for completion by 7th of March 2022, which was later revised to 31st December 2024. The physical completion of the works stands at 55.31%. The contractor is currently not on site and works have stalled. Efforts are being made to get the contractor to come back to site and complete outstanding works. As Esase Yuyoroja. Mr. Speaker, this project, this road is within the Akontombra district of the Western North region, and it is an unengineered road and has earth surface in poor condition. Mr. Speaker, this road is under contract with funding from the Cocoa Board. The contract was awarded on the 25th of February 2020 for completion by 6th of March 2022. The overall progress of work is estimated at 31.2%. The contractor is currently not on site and works have stalled. Efforts are being made to get a contractor to site to complete the outstanding works. Mr. Speaker, thank you.
Honourable Member, any supplementary question?
Yes, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, could you please name the contractors which are involved in this project? The contractors involved in this project. Contractors who were awarded this project. The names of those contractors, if you can help the House. Thank you.
Very well, Honourable Ministers. Contractors working on those projects.
Mr. Speaker, the name of the contractor working on the upgrading of Akontombra to Awiem-Futu Feeder Road, the name of the contractor is Measures Wundini Ghana Limited. The name of the contractor working on the Akontombra to Awiem-Futu Road is the same Measures Wundini Ghana Limited. The name of the contractor working on the improvement of Echum Kwan Junction to Achuan Khan Road is Paytel Company Limited. And then the contractor working on the Kubasi Junction to Obenkrom Road is Measures Paytel Company Limited. The contractor working on the Asieso Feeder Road to and others is Measures A. Amako Limited. And then the contractor working on the Bawakrom Junction to Messi Ba Feeder Road is Measures Batsam Company Limited. The contractor working on the Abraham Junction to Abraham Ahiefutu Road is Measures Paytel Company Limited. Again, thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Member, any further supplementary?
Honorable Minister, can you please help me with the one working on the Akontombra Dadiesu Road? Akontombra Dadiesu Road.
Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the contractor working on the Akontombra to Enuhien Futu Road is Measures Wundini Ghana Limited.
Yes, Honourable Member. Any other supplementary?
Speaker, I will consult the Minister after here. I was specifically on Akontombra Dadiesu Road, but I will consult him right after here. Thank you very much.
So, honorable member, my question to you is: do you have any further supplementary?
No.
Yes, no.
I don't have any supplementary
Thank
question.
you
Thank you
very much. Honorable members, let's move to question number 116. Yes, Majority Leader.
Right Honorable Speaker, I want to crave your indulgence and the indulgence of the House for us to vary the order of business and take a quick break, a short break from question time, and allow the Minister for Communication and Digitalization to come and then make an urgent statement on government policy and address some very, very pertinent matter, after which we will continue with question time. Mr. Speaker, I believe what he is going to say will be useful to all of us, and especially address a concern that has just been brought to my attention. So I plead with my colleagues on the other side to let us have this variation of the order of business.
Yes, Minority Chief Whip. That is the application. What do you have to say?
Speaker, as we've often disagreed to agree, we will not disagree or object to this call. However, I'm just wondering, the road minister is in the mood to answer questions, and he's flying high, answering his question. Even though my road is not done, I see him, he's making preparations to do other roads. And you want to curtail the man whilst he's flying high. I don't get it. Whatever my colleague, my friend, George wants to, I don't know if anything. It can wait. As Speaker, he should let the road minister exhaust what he's doing, and then we can revert to Honorable Sam George. And besides the point, he just walked into the chamber. The road minister has been here all day. The road minister has been here all day. Honorable Sam George just walked into the chamber, and he wants his business prioritized. Next time, come to the chamber early. Having said that, Speaker, I will yield to the call. I will yield.
Honourable members, accordingly, the order of business is varied. Opportunity is hereby given to the Minister responsible for communication and digitalization. Honourable member, you have the floor.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, FM radio broadcasting remains the most widespread and accessible medium of mass communication in Ghana. For many, especially in rural areas, radio broadcasting is more than a source of information and entertainment. It's a trusted lifeline for civic engagement, public awareness, including national emergency alerts and national dialogue. It connects people to the government, the economy, and each other, often in real times. Mr. Speaker, under Ghanaian law, any entity seeking to establish and operate an FM radio station must first obtain a frequency authorization from the National Communications Authority, the NCA. Per Regulation 54 of the Electronic Communications Regulation 2011 LI 1991, the authorized entity is required to construct and operationalize the station within 2 years of receiving the authorization. Before any station is permitted to go live, the station must invite the NCA to inspect the construction and installation of the station to certify that the station conforms to the standards established by the NCA for radio broadcasting in Ghana. It is upon the grant of the test transmission authorization or a certificate of compliance that the station can commence operation. This process, Mr. Speaker, is not optional. It is the legal foundation for ensuring that our national spectrum is used responsibly, professionally, and in the public interest. Mr. Speaker, the term of an FM radio broadcasting authorization is 5 years. Under Regulation 56 of the ECR 2011, a renewal application must be submitted to the NCA at least 3 months, 90 days before the expiration of the existing authorization. Failure to comply with this 90-day prior timeline results in the application or any new application being treated as a new application before the NCA. In fact, the Electronic Communications Tribunal, chaired by Justice Dateba, affirmed this position in the case of the Ghana Independent Broadcasters Association versus the NCA Appeal Number ECT/APP/002/2017. Mr. Speaker, on 12 February 2025, shortly after I assumed office as the Minister for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation, I issued a directive to the NCA to produce a complete listing of frequency authorizations granted or renewed within the preceding 60 days. The objective of the audit was to produce an accurate and up-to-date inventory of all assigned, unassigned, and unauthorized frequency holdings in Ghana. It sought to identify cases of spectrum hoarding, detect underutilized frequency bands, and strengthen enforcement action against entities operating outside the law. Mr. Speaker, alarming revelations unearthed by the initial exercise necessitated me to expand this directive to a nationwide forensic audit of all FM broadcasting authorizations aimed at discharging our sacred duty to manage state assets with integrity. This is part of our Operation Recover All Loot initiative, ORAL. Mr. Speaker, the NCA's audit showed several cases of non-compliance with the regulation and conditions of broadcasting authorization. The preliminary audit revealed over 600 active radio stations with frequencies, many of which were inactive, expired, or improperly renewed. Mr. Speaker, as of this morning, the NCA has commenced phase 2 of our regulatory enforcement following the broadcasting regulation frequency audit. This phase targets several categories of non-compliant FM stations whose operations contravene existing laws and regulations and includes the following. Group 1, 28 FM radio stations who are currently operating with expired authorizations. Despite the NCA instructing these stations to cease operations in 2024, several of these stations have continued broadcasting unlawfully. These actions constitute a violation of Section 2.4 of the Electronic Communications Act 2008. Group 2, 14 FM stations, which were issued notices of revocation for failure to establish operations within the required 2-year period following the grant of their authorizations. These stations later requested technical inspections but have not completed the process and have continued to broadcast in violation of Regulation 54 of the Electronic Communications Regulation LI 1991. Group 3, 13 FM stations which applied for authorization to continue operating and have been issued provisional authorization but have not settled the provisional authorization fees in full. Mr. Speaker, without payment of these fees, their authorizations are invalid and their broadcast is a violation of Section 2.4 of Act 775. The last group of stations that we took action on this morning are 7 FM stations who have paid their provisional authorization fees but have not yet received final authorization in fulfillment of the technical and regulatory requirements under Regulation 54 of LI 1911. Mr. Speaker, spectrum is a finite and highly valuable national resource. It is a public good held in trust for the people of Ghana. Those granted access must therefore comply strictly with all applicable legislations. Mr. Speaker, a few minutes ago, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the President, directed that the Ministry of Communications, Digital Technology and Innovation work with the regulator, the NCA, to allow all the affected radio stations some additional time to correct the identified breaches within a defined time frame. Those who fail to do so shall have their authorizations formally revoked under the law. In line with this directive from His Excellency the President, the Ministry and the NCA have granted a further 30-day grace period to all defaulting entities. Mr. Speaker, this is not the same as the arbitrary revocations and hefty fines imposed under the previous administration. As the current government, the Ministry has also been instructed to waive all the applicable fines that should have been applied to the defaulting entities. Mr. Speaker, since morning, I have received calls from colleagues on both sides of the aisle, notifying me that some interests they may hold have been affected by the ongoing exercise. Dear honorable colleagues, we passed the laws and have a high bar set for ourselves as honorable members of this august house. We need to lead the way with exemplary conduct. As a ministry and regulator, we are status agnostic and will be fair to everyone irrespective of ethnic, religious, political, or social affiliation. Mr. Speaker, let me, just for the records, name the stations that have been affected. Table 1, FM stations that have been issued expiry of authorization letters for failure to apply for renewal. Number 1, Life World Broadcast Limited, operating in Ofinso on 94.3 FM. 2, Akpini Communication Limited, operating in Pando on 96.7 FM. 3, Victory FM in Aflao, operating on 96.1 FM. 4, Oracle Multimedia, operating in Nadoli on 88.5 FM. 5, Jewel Group Limited in Duaria Kwanta, operating on 102.7. 6, Bolton Portfolio Limited, operating in Nkoko on 96.9 FM. 7, the Ghana Institute of Journalism, operating in Accra on 97.7 FM. 8, Obrempong FM, operating in Agona Swedru on 91.7 FM. 9, KD Community Multimedia, operating in Kede on 92.5 FM. 10, Skoja Limited, operating in Joje on 94.5 FM. 11, Press Express Limited, also known as Daily Guide, operating in Accra on 91.5 FM. Obra FM Limited, operating in Takrady on 89.3 FM. Unity Broadcasting Limited, operating in Impoho, 88.7 FM. Jimas FM Limited, operating in Yeji, 102.3 FM. Kantanka Media Limited, operating in Cape Coast, 92.1 FM. Bewa Radio, operating in Yendi, 106.5 FM. Unique Gateway Communication Limited, operating in Nkoko, 105.7 FM. Ken International Company Limited, operating in Achim Swedru, 89.1 FM. Dreams Ghana Media, operating in New Abrim, 104.9 FM. Velvet Beam Foundation, operating in Asankregwa, 92.9 FM. Magic Group Company, operating in Salaga, 101.9 FM. Don Plus Multimedia, operating in Ho, 105.9 FM. Testlight Company Limited, operating in Wa, 96.7 FM. Global Media, Tepa, 97.3 FM. IMAX Media, Tamale, 104.3 FM. Limanya Radio, Wa, 95.7 FM. Pandai Star Radio, operating in Pandai, 107.3 FM. Ebiamo FM, operating in Jomoro on 100.5 FM. They've all been shut down. Table 2, FM stations that were issued revocation notices. Act Forum Ghana Limited, operating in Akpafumimpiasem, 88.1 FM. Chinias Empire Limited, operating in Tumu, 96.3 FM. Confidence Commodities, operating in Swaman, Dadieso, 90.7. F5 Eagles Company, operating in Ajuafua, 93.7. Neat FM Limited, operating in Tamale, 105.3 FM. Primary Stars Limited, operating in Banda, 102.5 FM. Subampa Community Radio in Barakesi, 96.7 FM. Wasaman FM in Atieku on 101.9 FM. Mr. Speaker, number 9, Wuntumi Multimedia Company Limited. Wuntumi Multimedia Company Limited, operating in Takrady on 101.3 FM. Number 10, Wuntumi Multimedia Company Limited, operating in Accra on 95.9 FM. Jimbali Community Association in Jimbali, 95.9. Kingdom Dynamic Kukrantumi, 93.3. Pro Royal Investment in Tepa, 94.7. And Resurrection Television in Takrady, 99.3. Table 3, Siadarak Enterprise in Edukrom, 95.5. Bangu Company, Tamale, 97.3. Jam Multimedia in Kintampo, 101.3. Chameleon Communication in Wa, 91.1. Chaka Multimedia in Jasikan, 88.7. Clickshot Multimedia in Shama, 89.9. Free Minds in Tema, 104.5. Gemsak Media Network in Inswatre, 103.3. Mediacast Limited in Kumasi, 102.5. Mobile Zone in Bolgatanga, 94.3. Ultimate Multimedia in Tamale on 107.1. West FM in Ho on 97.5. Western Salam Company Limited in Takrady, 89.7. And Mr. Speaker, the final table, 7 stations. Asasi Broadcasting Company Limited in Accra on 99.5 FM. Dynamic Chapters Limited in Wenchi on 95.7. Global Media Alliance in Accra on 98.9. God Steve Media Association in Atimpoku on 87.7. Rejoice FM in Mim on 101.7. Sankofa in Takrady on 98.7. And Sweet FM in Chifopraso on 106.5. Mr. Speaker, our goal is not punishment, but accountability, order, and the responsible stewardship of a public critical resource. This is not routine housekeeping. This is a declaration against impunity, abuse, and inertia. The airwaves do not belong to the powerful and connected. They belong to the public, and we are duty-bound to govern them transparently and effectively. Our fight is not against free speech. It is against lawlessness, asset misappropriation, and regulatory defiance. I remain committed to reclaiming what rightfully belongs to the Ghanaian people and laying the foundations for a fair, modern, and technologically equipped broadcasting sector. Once again, Mr. Speaker, due to the clemency His Excellency the President has asked for, there is 30 days from today for all defaulting media houses to rectify their default and breaches. And Mr. Speaker, the ministry has shown that we are willing to reinstate. Earlier this year, we shut down 6 media houses who have all rectified their breaches and they have been reinstated. We urge the defaulting media houses to take advantage of the President's clemency for 30 days. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, that is the statement from the Honorable Minister for Communication and Digitalization. It is now, we now welcome comment from honorable members.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, perhaps the majority leader should be the one to announce it. We've agreed 3-3 because we have the Honorable Afriye's statement and other questions.
Today we have a lot of statements, yes, actually. Sure. So is the 3-3 going to include the leadership?
Yes, it is so. Yes, it is so.
Very well. So it is 2-2 then leadership. Thank you very much. Honourable members, it is now for your comment on the statement made by the minister. Honourable members, let's proceed to comment on the statement guided by Standing Order 91. Honourable members, the floor is now yours. Yes, Honourable member, you have the floor.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker, for this opportunity. It's true that the media is the fourth estate of the realm. And then within our democratic dispensation, Mr. Speaker, we know the role the media has played and continues to play in entrenching multi-party democracy, in entrenching democracy in our country. Mr. Speaker, if I listen to the minister, I got the impression that we are about to monetize free speech in Ghana. Mr. Speaker, in our communities, Mr. Speaker, in our communities, we all represent constituencies as we sit here. And we know the roles these community radio stations play. So even if you talk about commercial radio stations and TV stations, I wouldn't bother too much. But what about the community radio stations? You've listed about 62 radio stations and radio and TV stations. Most of them are community radio stations. If you stop them from broadcasting, how do we communicate to our communities in Ghana? Mr. Speaker, the 1992 Constitution did introduce freedom of speech and then expression, including that of the media. This minister, this honorable minister, when he was at the opposite side, was the #1 person who went all over the place complaining about the decisions that were taken against some of these same radio stations and TV stations that flouted the law. Now what has changed? Mr. Speaker, what has changed? If you plan to give these radio stations clemency, as he's rightly said, then why do you go ahead to issue a statement saying that you are banning these radio stations, then within 3 minutes, you do a 360 to say that you are now giving them clemency and that you're giving them a grace period? Mr. Speaker, these are settings. We think that the decision is arbitrary. There was no need for the initial statement to ban these radio stations. You could as well have gone round or spoken to these radio stations, issue a statement, giving them this same clemency or this same pardon that you are giving them. Give them some time to fulfill all the infractions or fulfill all their the payments they are supposed to, the payments that they are supposed to make, if indeed they owe. Mr. Speaker, I'll end by saying that from our side, we think that this decision was not taken with the right mind. We think that it was targeted at some political party people who own radio stations. And we think that it's good that the good people of this country will rise up against this decision. We shouldn't allow political parties, we shouldn't allow the NDC, we shouldn't allow the minister to use his powers to arbitrarily ban radio stations. Mr. Speaker, I end by urging all of us to stand up against this medium terrorism. I'm grateful.
Honorable member, if you say a decision is not taken with the right mind, is that not violating our rules? I will urge upon you to do the needful and then let's make progress.
Mr. Speaker, if I say that the decision was not taken with the right mind, I am saying that the intention.
Honorable member,
intention,
with all due respect, I am just drawing
Mr.
your
Speaker,
attention to it and asking you to do the needful.
Mr. Speaker,
I'm not to argue with you.
I withdraw and then I withdraw, Mr. Speaker.
Very well. Thank you, Honourable Member. Yes, Honourable Member, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, may I humbly commend the minister for this move that has been made, and also, Mr. Speaker, to show our deepest appreciation to the President of the Republic of Ghana for showing fatherly love to those radio stations and the media houses. Mr. Speaker, it is established that in every society where law does not reign, we are put in the state of anarchy. We are put in the Hobbesian state where life is nasty, where life is short, and where life is brutish. Mr. Speaker, insofar as we need to sanitize our system, we need to ensure that pragmatism, meritocracy, and honesty reigns. And this is what our minister is doing. We cannot allow impudence. We cannot allow people to do whatever they like. I heard my brother saying that it is targeted at some people and it is local radio stations. Should we allow, because we want radio stations, local radio stations to go on, should we allow people to live as they want? No, we are in a civilized society, and that civilized society must be governed by rules. This civilized society must have leadership, and leadership must show tenacity. Leadership must show that we have leaders. So I want to encourage him. I want to tell the minister that he is on the right course. Ghana is behind him. All of us are behind him. We should ensure that our society, our airwaves is cleared. We should ensure that our airwaves are sanitized. We should ensure that nobody hides behind anything, behind any authority or whatever, to do whatever they like. Mr. Minister, you are encouraged. Go forward, go ahead, and we are all behind you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Matthew Nyindam.
What is your problem? Who is a victim? Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Let me also comment on the minister's statements. Mr. Speaker, I'm sure in this house we all agree that without the media, whatever we do here will be in darkness. And we all agree and we prefer that ugly noises in this country is better than culture of silence. And for that matter, the role of the media cannot be underestimated. Mr. Speaker, I agree that when we pass laws, we must obey the laws. But sometimes also try to see how our laws operate, in the sense that the closure of media houses is not starting today. My minister from the other side has been complaining when he was in opposition. Anytime laws are implemented and some media houses have to be closed down, he will speak vehemently that we should allow the media, because the media cannot be shut down. So he should think about it today. But Mr. Speaker, in his statement, he said some media houses have paid, about 7 media houses have paid up their dues. So I don't see why somebody will pay his dues and the authority mandated not doing their work, and you put them as part of the group that you want to sanction.
Why?
Why will you do that?
Tell me why.
Mr. Speaker, it also interests me a lot. And all of us must be concerned. I have not seen in the law anywhere that if sanctions are taken, it is the responsibility of the president to give them pardon. I haven't seen that. But interesting, NCA issued a statement today, and in less than 3-4 hours, the president just comes in to give clemency. Mr. Speaker, don't you see something fishy inside there? Don't you suspect some fishy inside there? Mr. Speaker, there is some kind of fishy deals in it. Because it's not even one day, it's not even 48 hours.
When did you report to the
Mr. Speaker, we all want to agree. And we all want to say that we should look at our laws again. Because it should not be in our it will not be in our interest as a nation that our laws that will promote freedom of speech, individuals or media houses will be struggling to renew their licenses. It means that the minister must look at our laws very well. We must deal with NCA to make it in such a way that some of these things don't reoccur. It should be very liberal. And most of these stations we are talking about are community radio stations. Community radio stations. These are not commercial radio stations that are making profit. They are there to inform, to educate, and to entertain. So I will appeal to minister that fine, it is good that the president has set in, and he's talking about just 30 days. Mr. Speaker, some radio stations are not able to renew for the whole year, and today you are giving them just 30 days. I think that is not enough. 30 days is not enough. And the minister must look at it again, and I sincerely believe that as a nation, we should fight to promote media freedom. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah.
Thank you. Honourable members, before taking a further comment, permit me to acknowledge the presence of our student visitors in the House. Brema Esikuma Senior High School. Their leader is Mr. Francis Azuma, a teacher. They are from Esikuma, Odoben, Brakwa. They numbered 80. God's Time Preparatory School, led by Mr. Adoben Kinsley, proprietor of the school. They are from Tufo Ati Mokwa. We have Lotus Field International School, led by Mr. Joseph Edwin, headmaster. They are from Amasama, they numbered 46. We also have Atlantic Bridge Initiative from Mission Resources Network, USA, in our midst. Their leader is Honorable Dr. Augustine Tevia, former Member of Parliament for Bia West. They are 6 in number. Honourable members, on behalf of the House and on my own behalf, I wish our visitors fruitful visit to the House. Once again, you are welcome. Yes, we have exhausted the two. Well, before coming to leadership, yes, minority leadership.
Mr. Speaker, first let me thank the Honorable Minister for making this statement on the floor of the House. Mr. Speaker, I paid attention to the statement by the minister. I heard him talk about regulation. Hearing him on regulation, I looked for my constitution and turned to Article 11 of the Constitution, which guided me on the hierarchy of our laws. It's clear to me from the reading of Article 11 that the regulations he referred to cannot stand in the way of the Constitution. If you read chapter 12 of the Constitution, in particular Article 162, Mr. Speaker, let me take your leave to read. Freedom and independence of the media are hereby guaranteed, subject to this Constitution and any other law not inconsistent with this Constitution. There shall be no censorship in Ghana. 3, there shall be no impediment to the establishment of private press or media. And in particular, there shall be no law requiring any person to obtain a license as a prerequisite to the establishment or operation of a newspaper, journal, or other media for mass communication or information. Mr. Speaker, 4, editors and publishers of newspapers and other institutions of the mass media shall not be subject to control or interference by government, nor shall they be penalized or harassed for their editorial opinions and views or the content of their publications. 5, all agencies of the mass media shall, at all times, be free to uphold the principles, provisions, and objectives of this Constitution, and shall uphold the responsibility and accountability of government to the people of Ghana. Mr. Speaker, lastly, on 162, that's 1626, any medium for the dissemination of information to the public which publishes a statement about or against any person shall be obliged to publish a rejoinder, or a rejoinder, if any, from the person in respect of whom the publication was made. So, Mr. Speaker, the Constitution provides a comprehensive guide on the operations of the media space in Ghana. Let me rely on the views expressed by the Honorable Sam George, MP for Ningo Pampram, in the 8th Parliament. Mr. Speaker, he spoke strongly against ministerial action in respect of such defaults. He was against any form of penalty. And Mr. Speaker, in his argument, he relied heavily on the Constitution. Mr. Speaker, I adopt those views as though they were mine, to the extent that the Constitution makes certain broader provisions. And this is not to suggest that I am against the subsidiary laws enacted for the purposes of regulating these media houses as part of the checks and balances that are required or needed in every democracy. Mr. Speaker, democracy must be guided for the good of democracy itself. So I agree. But Mr. Speaker, in a situation where it becomes obvious that in the exercise of such discretion, there's a clear breach of Article 296, as my respected colleague, the former ambassador to South Africa and MP for Abrim just said, the intent must be looked at. And clearly, it comes without doubt that Article 296 has some questions for NCA and the ministry to answer. What we are seeing in respect of the statement from the presidency later this afternoon, a supposed clemency. Mr. Speaker, these are things that are done for the optics when the political system sees that there's a backlash. It is a very rich statement, very rich. And we take this supposed clemency with a pinch of salt. Mr. Speaker, we take this with a pinch of salt. That the NCA, together with the ministry, have embarked on a certain path, and now Mr. President, exercising his supervisory mandate, is now telling them that don't do it. Couldn't this have been discussed in-house prior to this decision? Well, Mr. Speaker, we have been in government before, so we can understand the situation the government finds itself. Mr. Speaker, I have heard certain views being expressed to the effect that, oh, yesterday we heard of similar actions by the executive. I recall that as a member of the appointment committee, the issue of the closure of some radio stations became a critical matter for us to even discuss at the appointment committee. And our friends opposite were very, very firm in their conviction. And I shared those sentiments with them. Granted that something happened yesterday which was not good for our country. Do we have to repeat them? No. Since 1993, no one here can tell me that our democratic journey has been static. It's been very dynamic, it's been fluid. Things are done and improved upon. So in this reset regime, we expect better. No? Mr. Speaker, you do not break it and pretend to be fixing it when it's not broken. You broke it. So if you are fixing, then you say we should commend you, we should be happy. Mr. Speaker, Mr. President, clemency is a belated thing. It's because of the public backlash. I would want the NCA and the ministry to be strongly guided by Article 296 of the 1992 Constitution. A regulation cannot overreach and override an express constitutional provision. In the list, the regulation is to guide, but not to impede and stampede the process. What happened today, where Asasi Radio was shut down, Wound to me, FM was denied the opportunity to broadcast. Happy FM denying the opportunity to broadcast. Mr. Speaker, must not ever happen again, because, Mr. Speaker, when same happened yesterday, it received that criticism. Mr. Speaker, I have with me, most respectfully, the Hansard of this House. October 19, 2017, column 998. Mr. Speaker, the work of a member of parliament is to make his advocacy and rely on records, and rely on facts, rely on a reliable research team. And I cannot be making lame arguments here. Mr. Speaker, Honorable Sam George, at column 998, had this to say: I put it on record that the NCA failed to come before this august House in 2015 to approve their schedule of penalties, and that the schedule of penalties as used by the NCA in imposing this charge did not come before this august House of Parliament. As such, NCA is carrying out and perpetrating an illegality which this House must stop, because we are vested with upholding the 1992 Constitution. And I agree with Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker,
Honourable members, order.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker,
Honourable members, order.
Mr. Speaker, this was the respected colleague who was inviting us to uphold the Constitution. Mr. Speaker, the gravamen of this submission was to the effect that the administrative body with regulatory powers was required by law to comply with certain provisions of the Constitution. And that is why he relied on the veritable words, we are vested with upholding the 1992 Constitution. Mr. Speaker, when authority is given by the Constitution, the same Constitution imposes an obligation on that authority. And I have said earlier that that limitation is clearly defined by Article 296. So clearly, I am saying that the respected Honorable Minister must not change his principles by virtue of his new position of honor. He fundamentally agrees that we must uphold the Constitution. And at the risk of being repetitive, the provisions in Article 162, as relied on supra, require of us not to impose any impediment. So if the regulation would impede press freedom, our duty as a house, as Honorable Sam George invited us to do, is to uphold the Constitution. It's our duty bona fide. So, Mr. Speaker, let's not justify in any way this attitude of shut down. If yesterday we were allowed on the rooftops that it is not good to suspend or shut down, then today let us maintain the same principle and say that we would rather have an administrative engagement. Why should Asase Radio be denied the opportunity to broadcast? Why? Why will Wontumi be denied opportunity? Why is Wontumi suffering? Why is Wontumi suffering? Why is Wontumi suffering? What has Wontumi done? What at all has Wontumi done? Mr. Speaker, if we say we want to perfect our democracy, then we must be seen to be walking that talk towards perfecting our democracy. This business of it happened yesterday, so we must continue this vicious cycle. Mr. Speaker, it won't help any of us. Today, I will repeat what I've been saying since 7 January 2025, that this power of 187 is not permanent. We have seen 169 before, and we saw 137. So let us all be guided and know that the power immediately you are given is like an ice block. It begins to melt. We should be guided so that when the power comes to us, we will remember to put in certain blocks that one day we will use it for equity in times of need. But if you have a member for Kwesi Mintim who now says in his submission that he is applauding the harsh measures, the punitive actions of a regulatory authority, which is contrary to constitution. If a lawyer from Kwesi Mintim and a member of this house argues that he finds no problem with an administrative authority vested with regulatory powers exceeding its mandate, Mr. Speaker, as for Hansard,
Honorable Minority
it would
Leader.
always be a great
Honorable Minority
witness.
Leader.
So, Mr. Speaker,
Please operate within Order 91.4.
very well.
So,
Mr. Speaker, all that we are saying today will be referred to tomorrow. Mr. Speaker, so I would want to encourage Honorable Sector Minister to rather deepen the engagement process as directed by the President. Some of these belated actions for the purpose of optics will not help the cause of democracy. Stay away from the punitive actions. Stay away from this excuse of you need to enforce a regulation, especially when in enforcing the regulation, you may be slipping out of the confines of the Constitution. We as the minority here will always move with full force to support all those who will be at the receiving end of any form of injustice. Mr. Speaker, without more, I shall resume my seat and listen to the majority leader to have his take on this matter. Thank you so much.
yes, Majority Leader.
Right, Honorable Speaker. Like I indicated earlier in the day, we have about 30 questions scheduled to be asked of ministers. And the ministers are all here, from the Ministry of Finance, Health, Youth Empowerment, Roads. They're all here to answer questions that we have asked. And so, Mr. Speaker, I won't spend that much time, except to just say that I have cited a correspondence, a letter written in 2022 and 2023, and I just think that it will be useful to close this matter by just reading those letters. Mr. Speaker, on the 22nd of February 2023, there was a letter addressed to the Managing Director, Wuntumi Multimedia Company Limited, Kumasi. Dear Sir, violation of conditions of authorization. We refer to the inspection conducted at the FM broadcasting premises of Wuntumi Multimedia Company Limited at Kokomlemle, Accra, in the Greater Accra region on 14th of June 2022. The inspection revealed the following lapses in the setup and operations of Wuntumi Multimedia Company Limited. 1. The station's transmission system was located at Accra Newtown instead of Ajangote, or within a 5-kilometer radius from Ajangote, as required by Condition 3 of your authorization dated 26 October 2021. This is causing interference to stations using neighboring frequencies. 2. There was no fire certificate from the Ghana National Fire Service. No fire certificate. 3. There was no permit from the Environmental Protection Agency approving the installation of the mast. Wuntumi Multimedia Company Limited is hereby directed to rectify the above anomalies within 90 days from the date of this letter, that is by 21st May 2023, and invite the National Communication Authority for a second inspection. Please be informed that the cost of the second inspection amounts to 2,000 Ghana cedis and shall be borne by the Wuntumi Multimedia Company. Please take note that the issuance of a test transmission authorization for Wuntumi Multimedia Company Limited to commence operating its FM broadcasting station in Accra is pending compliance with the above directives. Yours faithfully, signed, Director General Joe Anochi. That is the first one. I have a second one, signed also by the same Director General Joe Anochi to the same company, the Managing Director, Wuntumi Multimedia Company Limited, also on 21st December 2022, also titled Violation of Conditions of Authorization. Same conditions, transmission challenges, no fire certificate, no permit, repeated, and signed again by the same Director General, Joe Anochi. Mr. Speaker, you see, when you take a license and the license stipulates conditions, please endeavor to comply with the conditions of the license. It is as simple as that. It is a national asset and the frequency has been allocated to you subject to payment of certain license fees. Please pay your license fees. I don't think any of us is interested in waking up in the morning, tuning into a radio to hear what is happening before you even step out of your house, only to be told that the radio station has been put off. So we don't want that. But please endeavor to comply with the conditions under which you have been licensed to operate. So that is all that I will say. And also to emphasize that I have looked at the laws under which the minister has issued the suspension directives. Mr. Speaker, there are two laws, basically, and regulations that govern. The National Communication Authority Act 2008. National Communication Authority Act 2008. And the Electronic Communication Act 2008. Mr. Speaker, I want to ask, in 2008, who was in power? In 2008, who was in power? Who was in power? Which political party was in power? Which political party? The NPP. The NPP. The NPP was in power in 2008. And the laws that govern electronic communication and the National Communication Authority, which define the obligations of license owners, were passed by the NPP. So I am surprised that today, the leader of the minority, an MPP leader of the minority, and a lawyer for that matter, will stand in this chamber and say that it is unconstitutional and a violation of the Constitution for laws to be passed governing the management of frequencies. And yet, it was your party and your government in 2008 that enacted those legislation through this parliament. So I think that when you urge others to be consistent, you must also be consistent yourself. So if you say Sam George has to be consistent, I also want to also be consistent. Be consistent with the position of your party on the management of frequencies. And as for His Excellency the President, I am surprised that you will say that he is being magnanimous because of public backlash. When did the suspensions take place? And when did that public backlash occur that I sitting here haven't heard? When did that public backlash occur? The suspension occurred at what time of the day? At 10 a.m. this morning. And the clemency came at 12, within 2 hours. Who could have exercised such public backlash that His Excellency the President will be magnanimous to the extent that he is being? And lastly, Mr. Speaker, yes, we are representatives of the people, but first and foremost, if we sit in this house and laws are being violated and ministers are taking steps to enforce those laws, and we stand in this house and attempt to condemn those ministers, then we might as well stop coming here. Because we are not here to make laws that should not be enforced. So when ministers are enforcing the laws, we should be the first to be commending them. I remember saying this about this same minister the last time he tried to enforce the law, and some members stood in this house and made statements that seemed to undermine efforts to enforce the law. This is the last thing that should be happening in this country, in this house, that we have enacted a law and a minister is enforcing the law, and we will stand in this chamber and try to take the minister on for enforcing the law. Please, let's stop it. Otherwise, there's no use being in this house. Mr. Speaker, on those very few words, I think that I commend the minister. We thank the President for his decision to direct the minister to suspend his actions. But the minister has given a timeline, and I think that all of us should be urging the media stations, the radio stations, the media houses to try and comply with the law. When it is genuinely difficult to comply with the law, I'm sure the minister will know. When you actually make an effort, the minister will know. And the minister will not arbitrarily just shut down or suspend a radio station when there is clear evidence that the radio station is making effort to comply with the law. So, Mr. Speaker, on that note, we thank the minister for coming to make such an important, urgent statement on a matter of government policy. And I think that we can continue with the next stage in the business of the House.
Yes, Honorable Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, in the spirit of cooperation, as we obliged our respected leader, I want to plead with you that since Majority Leader is done, if we can take the statement by Honorable Ayo. However, just a second. However, I've received communication through the table office, the pleasure of the chair. So I will yield to that, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Yes, Honorable Minister for Communication. Please be brief.
Yes.
In your closing remarks.
I just want to say thank you to the House for the comments. We are guided by the clemency His Excellency has asked us to embark on. But, Mr. Speaker, I'm grateful to the Majority Leader as well for reading the letter. Mr. Speaker, the NC and the Ministry were only enforcing letters and directives that were given in 2022 and 2023. We have written several letters. And so the President, as a good, caring father, and I can appreciate the difficulty in appreciating a good and caring father. If you don't have a good and caring father, you can't appreciate a good and caring father. But because Father's Day is coming on Sunday, President Mahama, as a good father, has directed a 30 days clemency. I would urge all media houses that are affected to take advantage of this Father's Day gift from His Excellency the President and remedy their breaches. Mr. Speaker, they should do the needful. But just so that this house is a house of records, Mr. Speaker, the Minority Leader asks questions, why do you take Asase off? I think he should go and read the Facebook page of Mr. Gabi Otredakun, who admits that the General Manager of Asase FM has told him that they failed to do their renewal, which was due in October, and they only did it in December. Mr. Speaker, the law is the law. The law is the law. I thank you.
Honorable members, let's make progress. Honorable members, let's move to question numbered 116, standing in the name of Francis Xavier Kojo Sosu, Member of Parliament for Madina. Honorable member, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister for Roads and Highways the steps being taken to complete the inner roads project in Medina started under the previous administration. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Minister, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for the opportunity. The La Quantanan Medina municipality is one of the 29 assemblies in the Greater Accra region. Current program, the Department of Urban Road awarded 19 maintenance projects within the La Quantanan Medina municipality. The projects are located within the suburbs of Abokobi, Taiman, Powerland, Oyarifa, Ghana Flag, Special Ice, Gravel Pit, High Tension, Medina Pantan, La Quantanan, Chief Palace, Medina Estate, Tatana, Nkwantanam, Melcom, Commandos, SDA, Ablo, Oyarifa, Police Quarters, and Pantang Village. 2 of these projects have been substantially completed. 3 are ongoing and the contractors are on site. 14 have stalled, out of which 8 have been recommended for termination. The Department of Urban Road is engaging the remaining contractors to return to site to complete outstanding works.
Honourable Member, any supplementary question?
No, Mr. Speaker, only to commend the Minister for this very important information, especially the fact that efforts are being made to complete these outstanding roads. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. We then move to question numbered 122, standing in the name of Honourable Frederick Addy, Member of Parliament for Suaman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, may I please seek your leave on corrections being made here. They wrote Joabo instead of Joaboso. So I just want the correction to be made before I start with my question. They wrote Joabo instead of Joaboso to the DSO road.
Go ahead with your question.
Okay. I rise to ask the Minister for Roads and Highways what immediate steps the ministry is taking to rehabilitate the following deplorable roads in the Suaman constituency. The Dwabosu to Dadiesu Road, Akontomra to Dadiesu Road, Suaboy Adiepena Road, Antuchrome and Kwasu to Dadiesu Road, given the severe challenges they pose to transportation and economic activities in the area.
Yes, Honourable Minister, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, which of the questions is the colleague asking?
Honourable, the question is 122. Question
122.
numbered 122.
Okay. Mr. Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, the Dwaboso Dadieso Road has a total length of 51 kilometers, 21 kilometers from Dwaboso to Amweja, and 15 kilometers from Kalo to Dadieso, and it's a surface-dressed road. The remaining 16-kilometer section between Kalo and Amweja is gravel surface. Current program, Mr. Speaker. The project was awarded under the contract titled Rehabilitation of Dwaboso Dadieso Road, kilometer 0 to 39. The contract commenced on the 15th of January 2021 for completion on the 20th of June 2023. The contractor is currently on site and work is progressing steadily. The contractor has so far achieved 53% of physical progress. Akontombra to Dadieso Road, background. This road is 22.3 kilometers and in the Akontombra district, and Akontombra in Suaman district in the Western North region. Part of this road joins National Route N12 at Bokaso and connects Akontombra to Dadieso in Kalo. Current program, Mr. Speaker. There's a contract on this titled Construction of Dadieso Akontombra Road, kilometer 4 to 26.3, and Awaso Asoinso Junction under the funding from Cocoa Board. The contract commenced on the 17th of November 2021 to be completed in November 2022. Current physical completion is 20%. Mr. Speaker, Sulabo to Adepena Road. Mr. Speaker, this also is in the Western North region of our country. Current program is under contract with the title Sport Improvement of Adepena to Akosekrom Feeder Road. The contract was awarded on the 30th of November 2020 for completion by 17th February 2022. Progress of work is estimated at 39.34%. The contractor is currently not on site and works have stalled. Efforts are being made to get the contractor back to site to complete the outstanding works. Antokrom Road. Mr. Speaker, there is no program on this road. Future program. The Department of Feeder Road will undertake engineering studies on the road and submit estimates for by the third quarter of 2025. Kwaso to Adeso Road. Mr. Speaker, there is no program on this road, and the future program is for engineering studies to be carried out this year for consideration in the 2026 budget. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, honourable member. Any supplementary question?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The minister made us aware, Kwasu to Dadiesu Road, there's no contractor on it. But that very road has been a major road linking Adiepena, Siaboy, and Tukrum, and then Kwablanate. There's no other road. That one you are coming
member be guided by order 88.
I want to find out from the minister, is there any means or any remedy that would be helpful for those people from those areas to access that issue? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I agree with my colleague. I know the area and that road is not in the best of shapes. In the interval, we are about to start the annual maintenance program, and we'll consider that for remedial activities as we get the appropriate intervention that would, in the long term, address the issue of the condition of the road between those two communities. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Any further question?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you made mention of Jaboso Dadiesu Road. There is a particular kilometer of road, about 5 kilometers of road, ever since the contractor came on site. That very place has not been attended to. From Siano to Kalo, the contractor has not attended to that place.
Honorable member, why are you not taking a guide?
Okay.
You are not supposed to address the house. You are supposed to question.
Okay.
So please, kindly ask your question.
Mr. Speaker, may I know if that part was part of the contract issued to the contractor? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, honorable member.
Mr. Speaker, in my answer, I suggested that Jaboso to Dadieso, the one under contract is from kilometer 0 to 39. So I'm not sure whether the 5 kilometers you talked about is within this or outside of this section. But of course, you have already said that there's no work ongoing. So it doesn't really matter whether it's within the contracted area or outside of it. What matters is that we need to program to get it addressed, whether under this program or in future program. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Your last supplementary question, if any.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm honored. Thank you.
Thank you, honorable member. We then proceed to question number 137 in the name of Nana Ampao Kwame Ado Frimpong, Ebuakwa North.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I wish to ask the Minister for Roads and Highways the measures the ministry is putting together to avoid road accidents, specifically at the Koforidia, Bunsu, and the Kukurentumi New Tafo intersection?
Yes, Honourable Minister, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, the Koforidia, Bunso, and Kukurantumi Tafo roads are vital transportation links in the Eastern region. Current program. Ghana Highway Authority has awarded the improvement of the intersection under the project titled Addendum 1, Rehabilitation of New Tafo Town Roads, Kukurantumi Town Roads, 15.42 kilometers, Edukrom, Ebre Road, 5.5 kilometers, and Edukrom Town Road, 4.31 kilometers, and others, 4.73 kilometers. Works have stalled due to delay in payment for works done. Efforts are being made to get the contractor to remobilize to site and complete outstanding works.
Thank you, Minister.
Thank you, Mr.
Member. Any supplementary question?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Will the improvements include traffic signal at the intersection? Will the improvements include traffic signal at the intersection?
Mr. Speaker, I do not have the full scope of works in front of me currently, but I'm sure the agencies would have carried out some work before putting it together. So if we don't have traffic signaling as part of it, we shall make sure that is added to the scope. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Honourable Member, any other supplementary question? Honourable Members, in the absence of other supplementary question, let's move to question numbered 138. Standing in the name of same Nana Kwame Adofrimpong.
Thank you very much once again, Mr. Speaker. I seek to ask the Minister for Roads and Highways when the following roads will be completed in the Buakwa North Municipality. 1, Aginasin to Old Tafo. 2, Kukurentumi Township. And the last one, New Tafo Township. Thank you.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Enginasun Old Tafo Feeder Road is a 6.6 kilometer long road. It is located in the Buakwa North Municipality of the Eastern Region. It is a road with gravel surface and it is in very poor condition, Mr. Speaker. There is no program on this road currently, future program. Engineering design studies will be carried out in the third quarter of 2025 for upgrading. The execution of the works itself would be considered under the 2026 budget, depending on the availability of funds. Kukurantumi Township and New Tafo Township. Background: these towns are located in the Buakwa North Municipality of the Eastern Region, Mr. Speaker. Current program: the road network within the aforementioned municipalities is currently undergoing major road construction. The current stage of works is at the base level, Mr. Speaker. The road has been awarded under the contract titled Addendum Number 1, Rehabilitation of New Tafo Town Road, Kukurantumi Town Road, Edukrom Ebre Road, and Edukrom Town Road, all to be funded under the Consolidated Fund of the Republic of Ghana. The project was awarded on the 27th of January 2023. The contract commenced on the 13th of July 2023 for completion by 12th January 2026. The project is at 52.02% physical completion. The contractor is currently suspended works due to delay in payment for works done. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Honourable Member, any supplementary question?
No, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. On this note, honourable members, may I use the opportunity to thank the Minister responsible for Roads and Highways for attending upon the House and providing answers to all the questions asked and selected for today. Honorable Minister, you are hereby discharged. Yes, any indication?
Speaker, we have the Minister for Youth Development, Health, Government Minister for Government responsible for Government Communications, as well as Finance. All have their questions lined up.
Very well. Honourable members, it appears all the ministers selected to respond to questions for today are all in the House. Now let me hear Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I would always want to go by a gentleman's agreement. Mr. Speaker, the understanding was that we'll finish this, take Honorable Ayew Afriye's statement, take limited comments, so that we come back to this. Mr. Speaker, it was yesterday that we were to do this statement, and then the understanding of that was that we'll do it today. When the majority leader made his application for us to vary, the understanding was that we're going to take his statement, but you urged upon me that we should finish the roads minister and close this thing because it's long overdue. Mr. Speaker, we are cooperating with each other. I don't want last-minute surprises. Mr. Speaker, please yield for him to finish.
Yes, that is the application.
Because earlier, majority leader made an application.
Yes.
Even
what
when
is the response to the application?
Here. So if we all agree to cooperate, the firm please, I'm pleading with you. Let's get this thing done. I'm pleading with you.
Mr. Speaker, please. You see, Mr. Speaker, is the same leader who chastised us for not making available the ministers. As we speak, the minister responsible for government communication had a question and he wrote for rescheduling. It became an issue. Today he's available to answer. But now they want us to push it back. No, there was no such agreement, Mr. Speaker. Speaker, I leave this entirely in your hands.
Well, honorable members, subject to similar constraint regarding the statement that we have just taken, two contributions and leadership, I am minded to grant the leave for the statement to be made.
Mr. Speaker, may you live long. Mr. Speaker may have a very long life.
Yes, I'm here. It's in your interest. Right? Yes, right, Honorable Speaker. I rise to make this joint statement on the floor. And the joint statement to read by me is made on behalf of myself and Jerry Ahmed Shaibu on the Registered Nurses and Midwifery Association's industrial strike action. Mr. Speaker, we rise to make this statement on an issue of immediate and far-reaching concern to our country. The ongoing nationwide strike action declared by the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwifery Association, which has severely disrupted the provision of healthcare services and posing a growing public health emergency in the country. Mr. Speaker, on Monday, the 2nd of June 2025, members of the GRNMA officially began withdrawing their services across the country. This industrial action, which initially commenced with a phased reduction in services, has now escalated into a full-blown nationwide strike involving over 128,000 nurses and midwives in public services. It follows a series of failed engagements between the leadership of GRNMA and key government stakeholders, particularly the Ministry of Finance, Fair Wages and Salaries Commission. According to the association, the strike was necessitated by the government's failure to implement key provisions of the 2024 collective agreement, which was expected to address long-standing concerns related to salaries, allowances, working conditions, and other benefits for its members. The GRNMA has cited repeated delays, broken promises, and general failure to act in good faith as critical breaches of trust that violate both the spirit and the letter of the Labour Act. Mr. Speaker, the situation has since moved swiftly through legal and administrative channels. On June 4th, the National Labour Commission declared the strike illegal under Sections 159 of the Labour Act and filed for an interlocutory injunction. The High Court, acting on the Commission's request, issued a directive restraining the GRNMA from continuing with the industrial action. The court also mandated a compulsory arbitration process to resume negotiations and resolve the dispute within a specified timeline. Yet, as of today, the GRNMA maintains that it has not been formally served with a court order and thus continues withholds services. The legal technicality, whether valid or not, has left many of our public health institutions under intense strain with potentially life-threatening consequences for Ghanaians. Mr. Speaker, the effects of the strike have been deeply felt across the country at leading referral hospitals like Kolebu, Konfanoche, Tamale Teaching Hospital, and Accra Rich Hospital. Patients have been stranded in emergency units, outpatient departments have been shut down, and doctors have been overwhelmed by unmanageable caseloads. Some facilities have had to scale down operations significantly, and in some districts, health centers have completely shut their doors to the public. Vulnerable patients, including pregnant women, children, and the elderly, have been left without care. Even more worrying, Mr. Speaker, are reports of tension and near confrontations between striking junior nurses and senior colleagues who have attempted to offer critical services. At Kolebu, for instance, management had to intervene when a dispute arose in the emergency ward. This level of breakdown in order within our healthcare institutions cannot be allowed to fester. Mr. Speaker, the GRNMA continues to insist that it is simply defending the dignity and rights of its members. The strike has ignited controversy within the nursing profession itself. 4 major professional bodies, namely the Union of Professional Nurses and Midwives, the Ghana Registered Midwives Association, the Professional Association of Psychiatric Nurses, and the National Association of Registered Midwives have dissociated themselves from the strike. They argue that the action is premature and unilateral and have called on their members to remain at post while negotiations continue. This fracture within the professional community further complicates the situation, creating confusion on the ground and weakening the unity needed to advance a coordinated and sustainable solution. Nonetheless, the concerns raised by the GRNMA cannot and must not be dismissed. They reflect a broader pattern of systemic neglect and delayed commitment to the welfare of essential public sector workers, particularly in the health sector. Mr. Speaker, we must acknowledge a hard truth. This is not the first time nurses and midwives have resorted to industrial actions. And unless structural reforms are undertaken, it may not be the last. The repeated failure to fulfill signed agreements, the protracted delays in salary adjustments, and the lack of transparency in negotiation are breeding mistrust and demoralizing across our health sector. Nurses and midwives are frontline caregivers who sustain our primary and emergency care and deserves better and urgent attention by all state institutions. Mr. Speaker, we cannot call them heroes during pandemics and crisis times, only to abandon their welfare in times of calm. We must institutionalize a framework that ensures a timely and transparent implementation of collective agreements with predictable arbitration mechanisms that prevent escalation of grievances into national crisis. Mr. Speaker, we wish to commend the Ministry of Health for initiating an emergency meeting with the GRNMA and other stakeholders on June 9th, aimed at resolving the impasse. Mr. Speaker, however, the failure of the Ministry of Finance to approve and implement the collective bargaining agreement is what is protracting the standoff between government and the GRNMA. The assertive position of the Minister of Finance is what can best be described as a cause of death associated with the GRNMA. Mr. Speaker, inasmuch as the minority caucus respect the rights of our nurses and sympathize with them in pursuit of their rights, we are pleading with them to be merciful to the plight of Ghanaians and return to work as they look forward for government to engage them positively. Mr. Speaker, to add, today, your committee, your non-partisan committee, after a good discussion, have been able for us to make a peaceful way, and we hope there will be a good news by close of day because of our cooperative stance. I thank you for giving me the opportunity to share this with members and the people of this country, a statement written jointly by Jerry Ahmed and myself. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, statement ably made. The floor is now open for comment. So, Honourable Dr. Mark Curtis Nawani, Chairman for Health Committee, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker, for the opportunity. First and foremost, I want to thank the whole House for being able to postpone this statement probably till today. And that's because today we held a meeting, and I don't know whether if this statement had come earlier, the comments could have derailed today's discussions. So I want to thank the House for that. Having said that, Right Honourable Speaker, it is true that when we talk about the health sovereignty, when we talk about the health resilience, when we talk about the quality of health in this country, a lot of it depends on the nurses. And so there are people that we hold in high esteem. Indeed, when you go to the hospitals, I would say that there are people who can work in any department of the hospital. So we thank them very much for the good work that they are doing for the country. And we hope that as the economy improves, probably the conditions of the nurses should also go along with that. Having said that, I want to inform the House that today we had a 4 hours fruitful discussion with the nurses. There was an understanding, and as we speak, we are waiting for their response. So I'll beg members to be very, in terms of contribution and then in terms of comments, to be measured, such that as we wait for their answer, after our discussions, after our consultations, we will not do anything that will probably mar this meeting that we had. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity.
Yes. Honorable Jerry Shaib, it's a joint statement, it's your statement. So, do you comment on your own statement? So, Honorable Member. Yes, Honorable Samiauku.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I would like to commend the committee for a good job done. Mr. Speaker, in the last few days, we've witnessed the suffering of our people across the health centers. And I believe today's committee meeting hopefully will bring to an end the sufferings of our people. But it also serves as a very stark reminder of the gamut of issues affecting the health sector. And I strongly believe that instead of political apparatchiks and propagandists subjecting these nurses to abuse, insult, and unfair and foul language, I think that the health ministry must also take steps to ensure that the issues raised by these nurses and those in the health sector are also not repeated. Mr. Speaker, no one can anticipate the time of disaster. Just like a fish caught in a creel net or a bird caught in a wicked trap, we can be struck by illness on any day. And I want to believe that if there's one sector that we must also take seriously, it is the health sector. So I want to commend the committee's effort, but I also believe that the Minister for Health and the ministry too must also adopt measures that will be more embracing and communicate better to our folks in the health sector. On this note, let me commend Dr. Ayu and the team, Ahmed and the committee that also sat today together with our professionals from the health sector to bring this standoff to a close. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, Honorable Member, you have the floor. Hello? Yes, the understanding with the previous statement was 2-2 including, 2-2 minus the leadership. So it means that 3 contributors. Yes? Yes, Honorable, the one in front.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I wish to comment on the statement made by the Honorable Member of Parliament. Mr. Speaker, indeed, the current strike by the nurses is a matter of serious concern. And I want to commend government for taking steps and negotiating with the nurses to ensure that a peaceful resolution is reached and the matter is resolved for health services to continue. But, Mr. Speaker, I want to ask, what has happened to our laws? Mr. Speaker, this Parliament in 2003 promulgated the Labour Act, Act 651. Mr. Speaker, in this act are very elaborate procedures that provide for a resolution of a matter such as the one now bedeviling us. I want to urge the National Labour Commission to, as it were, deploy the mechanisms provided in the Act and the subsequent subsidiary legislations to bring this matter to an end. Mr. Speaker, I thank you very much for this opportunity.
Yes, Honorable Jerry Ahmed Shaib. Is this not your own statement? It's a joint
Speaker,
statement.
I'll yield to my brother.
Yes. Yes, Honorable Member.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I will first of all want to use the opportunity to commend my senior honorable member for making this statement at the right time. But Mr. Speaker, we will have to look at our health sector very, very critical. There is too much of politics into it, which we need to take our time as a country. If you look at the day this strike started up to today, a lot of people have lost their lives. That is unacceptable to the leaders who are supposed to take actions for these lives to be prevented. Mr. Speaker, if you look at what these nurses are demanding, I think as a country we need to pay attention to these nurses. If the nurses are demanding rural incentive allowance, it's a very, very important allowance that we need to give it to them, because this will help nurses who are working in rural areas. Mr. Speaker, these incentives will help nurses to accept postings to rural areas in order to provide health services to our people in the rural areas. Mr. Speaker, if you look at other African countries, they are giving these allowances to nurses. Mr. Speaker, again, party communicators and party journalists, some of them are fueling these strikes. Because if issue of this nature come to the table of the Minister of Health, and the Minister of Health and the labor experts are taking their time to solve this problem, you will see party journalists and party communicators insulting these nurses. Imagine a journalist saying that some of these diploma nurses have not passed their SS exams and they are nurses. Mr. Speaker, how do you expect these nurses to agree to what the Minister of Health and the labor experts are telling them to call off the strike? So we have to look at this issue very, very critical and make sure that whenever this issue of this nature comes to the table, will take off the party journalists and the party apparatchiks and leave the issue to the experts to deal with the issue and find amicable solution so that our nurses will go back and take care of people in the hospital. Mr. Speaker, thank you very much for this opportunity.
Yes. Any other member from the majority side? Yes, minority leader.
Mr. Speaker, first let me commend our colleague, Dr. Ayuwe Friye, for bringing to this floor this very important matter. Mr. Speaker, in the comments that followed after his statement, one statement I find very profound came from our colleague, Honorable Samuel Awuku. He's drawn our attention to the way some people have made this strike action a partisan matter. He's drawn our attention to the rather unfortunate, unmeasured, foul language that have come from all those who are in disagreement with this action by the nurses. Mr. Speaker, we must not encourage such unguarded utterances, especially when there are certain demands from public sector workers who provide essential services, such as teachers, nurses, etc. Mr. Speaker, the maker of the statement shared with us his views about how we commended these nurses during the COVID. And in a period like this, the least we can do is to empathize. The least we can do is to empathize. Mr. Speaker, if you have not lived in a rural setting before, you will not understand or value the work of a nurse. Ghana is largely rural, not urban. If we live in the city of Accra, the city of Kumasi, city of Tamale, Takoradi, Cape Coast, and we think that is Ghana, then we'll be deceiving ourselves. A chunk of our population find themselves in the rural areas, and they need these nurses most. So when we reduce the matter to partisan politics, it is our own relatives and family members we are hurting. And by the way, the bill will come to us, because when there is any death, they will come to you, the political leader in Accra, and demand some support. So this is not about NDC MPP politics at all. This is about leadership taking responsibility. And it's the reason why I commend the Health Committee for their bipartisan approach in handling this matter. So yes, Mr. Speaker, yesterday I did my part. I engaged my ranking. I asked him to call a meeting of our side when it came to our attention that the chair of the Health Committee had called a meeting. I told them that they should fully cooperate, attend the meeting, and ensure that this impasse is brought to an end. I am told that the leader of the House himself sat through the meeting and there was a fruitful engagement. I don't want to do blame game here. Don't blame the Ministry of Health, but blame the Ministry of Finance. No. We cannot, say that as for Ministry of Health, they have done nothing. But it's the responsibility is that of Ministry of Finance. No. You work collective. You are a team. It's a failure on the part of those in charge of negotiating this matter. Whether Fair Wages and Salaries Commission, Labor Commission, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Finance, we have not lived up to the expectation. I do not think that these nurses are unreasonable. I do not think that these nurses are unreasonable. I think that we have failed them. We have failed them because we could have taken a timely approach to engage them and exhausted all the nagging issues rather than allowing it to escalate. Then we turn around to do the blame game. I would want to seize this opportunity to encourage our friends in government to lead the way. You have executive authority. It's the reason why we have the Minister of Finance, we have the Minister of Health, we have the Minister responsible for Jobs and Labor. These three ministries should work together. Fortunately, all of them are members of Parliament. You should work together as a team, sit down, and ensure that the matter is taken out of court. Take responsibility and show leadership. Enough of the dying. Even in Kolebu, 37 Ridge, in the cities, Konfanoche, where we say that we have advanced facilities to support healthcare, people still have complained. How much more the rural communities? I'm not talking about the urban centers. Even in the urban center, we have some health facilities. People can have access to private medical care. But the village in Jenjenazi, in Winneba, Jahazi in Winneba, in Swetchi, where these rural folks, all they depend on is the nurse. And they go and there's no nurse. And the CHIPS compound has been closed. What we must not forget is that some of these health facilities have single health nurses. They may have just one nurse on duty. And all of them have been shut down for all these days, all these weeks. Let's not talk Kolebu. Let's talk about those in the rural areas. Somebody is going to deliver, a woman in labor. What services is she getting from the health facility nearby? And they cannot even afford a private health care. Mr. Speaker, have we looked at the mortality rates and all? So, Mr. Speaker, I would want to plead with government. This is not the time to reduce this important national issue to legalities and in the least political trivialities. We don't need it. Let's solve the problem. Mr. Speaker, our side would want to assure government of our support in resolving this matter at the parliamentary committee level. Our side would also want to plead with our nurses to expedite the engagement with government so that this impasse is brought to an end. The health, the lives of our people matter. The lives of our rural folks matter. We must save lives. The loss of a single life is a loss to the nation. Mr. Speaker, without more, I would want to conclude by calling on government to take action. Enough is enough. Thank you very much.
Yes, Majority Leader.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I think a lot has been said already, and it will not serve any purpose to waste this House's time with a long speech. Mr. Speaker, I just want to place it on record that this government has not in any way tried to politicize any matter concerning the welfare of the nurses. We have not. And the midwives, we have not. So, Speaker, this is not a matter that began just yesterday. This is a matter that began somewhere in the middle or early of 2024. That is how far the matter goes back. And the matter went to court. The court didn't finish resolving it. The parties themselves resolved the matter out of court. And based on the resolution of the matter, they then tried to get government to sit up and implement some agreement that was reached. Mr. Speaker, that happened after the budget had been approved by this House. And so the appeal has always been that it will be difficult to absorb it in the budget as concluded. And therefore, we have always pleaded with the nurses to let us look at it in next year's budget. That has been the position of government. Government has never in any way expressed lack of appreciation to the plight of our nurses and midwives. And today, when your committee met them, it came to light that there has been a very, very good working relationship between the Nurses and Midwives Association, the Ministry of Health, and indeed the Labour Commission and the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission. And they've all been trying to find an amicable way to resolve this matter. Mr. Speaker, I have not heard so-called party apparatchiks or so-called party communicators or so-called party journalists trying to undermine the interests and concerns of these nurses. We all depend on these nurses and their services at very, very critical stages. Mr. Speaker, all of us as members of Parliament know that there are so many health facilities in our constituencies at which, but for these nurses and midwives, our people will not have access to health care. So we value them, we appreciate them, and we know the conditions, the very trying circumstances that they try to deliver their services. We know this. We know this. We know this, Mr. Speaker, and so we continue to appreciate and value our nurses. Mr. Speaker, I can assure you that these nurses are central to the effort of this government to stabilize the economy. Because when we stabilize the economy, whatever wages and salaries we are paying them will become very valuable because their purchasing powers will be enhanced.
We are looking for opportunity to absorb more.
Mr. Speaker, and we are looking for opportunities to absorb many of them. And there are ongoing discussions to even seek opportunities for many of them abroad. All these are measures that this government is putting in place. And so, Mr. Speaker, when we met them today, we appealed to them, and they assured us that they were going to go and think about it, and hopefully by the close of business today, they will get back to this parliament. We approached it in a very bipartisan manner, and I think they could see that this House is appealing to them as a collective, not as different political parties or as a government or as an opposition, but both as a government and an opposition. And they have taken our appeal seriously, and they promised to get back to us by close of business today. I want to assure our nurses that this parliament stands with them. This parliament, in the future budget, will make sure that as many of their concerns as possible are captured in that budget. This parliament, I said, will work towards ensuring that as many as possible, their expectations are met. Mr. Speaker, as many as possible, their expectations are met by this government. The finance minister has never said that he will not address their concerns. He has consistently said that let's look at it in next year's budget. I have heard the Minister of Finance, the Deputy Minister of Finance who has spoken, the Minister for Health who have spoken. They have not rejected the demands of the nurses. They have consistently said that this is a matter that will be addressed, and addressed in a way that does not destabilize the budget and the benefits that this budget is already conferring on ordinary Ghanaians. Mr. Speaker, with these very few words, very few words, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank the maker of the statements, the joint makers of the statements, and also thank your committee for the effort that they have made to meet the nurses, appeal to the nurses, and I'm very confident that by close of today, this parliament will hear very good news from the nurses. I'm very confident. And this nation, once again, will rally behind its nurses and work very hard and improve the economy so that we can take better care of our nurses. No one has insulted any nurse that I have heard. No one. Because the nurses are our sisters. They are our mothers. They are our wives. They are our brothers. They are our uncles. They are our constituents. And we love our nurses and our midwives. We love them. And that is why this parliament today met with them, pleaded with them, and expressed that love for our nurses and our midwives. And we believe that our nurses and our midwives will reciprocate and respond to the appeal of this parliament. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, luckily the minister responsible for health is here. We need not make any further direction to him. Minister of Health, may we hear you on the issue.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me use this opportunity to thank the Parliamentary Select Committee on Health, together with all stakeholders, for the successful and fruitful deliberations this morning as far as this strike is concerned. Mr. Speaker, the ministry Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Health is the mother ministry for the nurses and midwives, and will continue to behave like mothers for these nurses and midwives. Mr. Speaker, let me assure you that out of the fruitful deliberations we had this morning, once the strike is called off, we are committed in engaging our nurses and midwives to arrive at a mutually acceptable conditions so that, Mr. Speaker, they will continue to do what they do best to contribute to the healthcare of this sector. I thank you for the opportunity.
Honourable members, that brings us to the end of that statement. Majority Leader, do we go back to questions? And if so, are we starting from urgent questions? Honourable members, we have urgent questions, mostly slated for the minister responsible for health to respond to. Honourable members, the Minister of Health is in the House to respond to those questions. So let's proceed to take the question number 6A, standing in the name of Honourable Pius Kwame Nkwa, Sepi Akontombra. Honourable member, you have the floor.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister of Health the current state of the Nzaura Health Center and the plans of government to make it operational. Thank you very much.
Minister, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, I wish to thank the Honourable Member for Sofia Kontomra for his question regarding the status of Nzaura Health Center. The Nzaura Health Center, located in the Western North region, was established to serve the healthcare needs of the people of Nzaura and its surrounding communities. As of the latest assessment conducted by the Regional Health Directorate, the physical infrastructure of the facility is approximately 80% complete. Despite the center not being fully completed, key components such as the consulting rooms, offices, and sections of the wards are currently in use and delivering essential services. However, there are still outstanding tasks such as completing the staff bungalows, external patient washrooms, wards, and medical stores, as well as painting the main clinical block. The facility requires proper and dedicated access alongside the execution of essential external works such as pavements, drainage systems, and soft landscaping. Mr. Speaker, the delay in fully completing the operationalizing the facility is largely attributable to insufficient budgetary allocations over the years. That said, I wish to assure this August House that the Ministry of Health, in collaboration with the Ghana Health Service, is committed to prioritizing the completion of Nzaura Health Center. The ministry will identify dedicated sources of funding to address and complete the outstanding scope, which may include the procurement of medical and non-medical equipment, ICT installations, and other improvements as may be required in consultation with the stakeholders. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, I wish to assure the Honourable Member and the good people of Nzaura that the Ministry remains fully committed to ensuring equitable access to quality healthcare for all Ghanaians. Given its strategic location and relevance to the local health delivery network, the Nzaura Health Center will remain a priority in our healthcare strengthening agenda. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Member, any supplementary question?
Yes, thank you, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Minister, could you please brief this House? Because Nzaura Health Center has been an albatross on our neck for some time now. So could you brief this House on the timelines for the commencement of these additional works as suggested in your answer? Thank you.
Honourable Member, any timeline?
Mr. Speaker, thank you. Mr. Speaker, as you all know, the 2025 budget has already been approved, and therefore We will try our best if it can be captured in the 2026 budget. Thank you.
Any further supplementary?
Speaker, I know any other question, but just to thank the Honorable Minister, because today I know upon all his busy schedules, I was not expecting him, but through his commitment for the people of Akontonga.
Honorable members, you thank the minister. That is okay. Let's move to question number 6B. Standing in the name of Francis Xavier Kojo Sosu. Honorable member, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister for Health the steps being taken to modernize the Pantan Hospital into a premium center of excellence in health delivery.
Yes, Honorable Minister, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Ministry of Health recognizes the strategic importance of Pantan Hospital and remains committed to modernizing the facility into a premium center of excellence for mental health and general health care delivery. As part of the efforts to achieve this vision, a comprehensive feasibility study report has been prepared to guide the redevelopment and modernization of the hospital. This report outlines the technical, financial, and operational framework necessary to transform Pantan Hospital into a modern, well-equipped facility capable of delivering high-quality healthcare services. However, Mr. Speaker, it is important to note that the ongoing national debt restructuring exercise has had a significant impact on the redevelopment and finalization of the process required to ensure funding and commence implementation. The Ministry is actively engaging relevant stakeholders, Mr. Speaker, including the Ministry of Finance, to navigate these constraints and ensure the project remains a priority within the national infrastructure agenda. We remain committed to advancing the necessary processes as physical conditions improve, with the goal of delivering a world-class health facility that meets the growing health needs of the people of Medina and the country as a whole. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honourable Member, any supplementary? Honourable Minister, the microphone.
Mr. Speaker, I have one supplementary. Honourable Minister, given the nature of the constraints, would the ministry be considering a potential PPP arrangement or private participation to ensure that the Pantan Hospital receives a facelift? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the answer is yes. We are willing and ready, given the conditions of the PPP.
Very well. Honourable members, let's move to question number 6C. Standing in the name of Honourable Frank Yeboah, Member of Parliament for Achuma, Mobiaja North.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to ask the Minister for Health the immediate and long-term measures the ministry is implementing to address the rising cases of monkeypox disease in the country. Thank you.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the emergence and resurgence of zoonotic diseases such as mpox remain a significant global public health concern. Ghana recorded its first cases during the 2022 global outbreak, reporting 128 confirmed cases and 4 deaths within 2022 and 2023, and 5 cases in 2024. The current outbreak began on 13th May 2025 with 2 confirmed cases in the Accra Metropolitan Assembly. As of 9 June 85 cases have been recorded across 10 regions and 30 districts, with the Greater Accra, Western, and Western North regions most affected. No deaths have occurred, and 2 cases remain on admission. And Mr. Speaker, before I came to the floor of the House, my information is that number of cases on admission is 1 and not 2. Mr. Speaker, government has responded promptly with a structured, multi-pillar approach at all levels. The response focused on coordination, surveillance, laboratory services, case management, risk communication, public health emergency teams, and public health emergency teams are fully operational, ensuring logistics such as PPEs are available to protect frontline health workers. The rise in case detection is due to improved surveillance, expanded testing capacity, and vigorous contact tracing. However, we must replenish essential laboratory supplies to sustain this progress. Contact tracing remains critical, with all identified contacts monitored daily. Most confirmed cases present with mild symptoms and are managed at home under supervision, while severe cases are admitted to infectious disease centers. Our healthcare workers continue to demonstrate professionalism and resilience, supported by ongoing training efforts. Mr. Speaker, community engagement is key. That is why the Ghana Health Service, in collaboration with the stakeholders, has intensified public education on preventive behaviors. Engagement with CSOs, NGOs, and the media are amplifying these messages nationwide. Mr. Speaker, while addressing the current outbreak, we are also taking steps to strengthen long-term preparedness. These include building capacity, pre-positioning logistics, sustaining integrated surveillance, exploring innovative financing, and considering targeted vaccination for high-risk groups. I wish to assure this Honorable House and the people of Ghana that the health sector remains fully committed to containing this outbreak. I respectfully urge honorable members to support ongoing efforts by promoting key preventive messages and supporting health directorates within their constituencies. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Any supplementary question?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. There's no further question, except to thank the Minister for his answer. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable members, we have the last urgent question on the order paper, addendum, standing in the name of the minority leader. Is any member having his authority to ask the question? Order paper, addendum 2. Well, honorable members, let's move on. Very well. So, Honorable Minister responsible for health, you are partly discharged. So you come back to answer the main questions. So don't go away. Yes? It should continue. Very well. Very well. So, Honorable Health Minister, let's move to the main question, number 33. Standing in the name of Akwesi Jemfi Unyina Achampong, Member of Parliament for Kwabre East. Honorable Member, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Speaker, I rise to ask the Minister for Health when the Agenda 111 project at Wadi Jumakase in the Kwabre East constituency will be completed. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Minister, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, I wish to mention that Wadie Ajumakesi site was not initially included in the Agenda 111 project. However, following a reassessment, it was selected as a replacement for Nungwa site on 7th February 2023. Subsequently, the contract for the Kwabri East District Hospital Wadie was awarded in May 2023 with an initial expected completion date of June 2025. Mr. Speaker, as you may be aware, in a correspondence dated 13th February 2025, the Ministry of Finance formally notified the Ministry of Health to incorporate the Agenda 111 project into its budget proposal for 2025 and beyond. The President, per letter dated 20th February 2025, with reference number OPS 152/25/763, has also directed his office to take steps to hand over the projects to the Ministry of Health. This directive aims to enable the ministry to assume full responsibility for the program, assess the status of implementation, physical progress, and outstanding commitments, and develop the requisite strategies to ensure a successful completion, as well as report on the fine details of the program. Following the directive, the ministry has engaged the management team from AESL, who have commenced a special audit assessment and will report to the ministry accordingly. We are committed to working closely with all stakeholders to ensure the timely and successful delivery of the program. Once the report is received, the ministry will determine a strategic implementation plan to ensure a successful implementation and completion. We will then seek the Ministry of Finance advice and support for a dedicated budgetary allocation, or seek funding from private partners who may be interested in supporting this important project to completion. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Member, any supplementary question?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Please go ahead.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, from the minister's answer, I can decipher the government is not clear as to which direction it's going to take to ensure the project's completion once AESL completes the audit.
Honourable Member, with all due respect, I think you are completely out of order. You are to ask supplementary question, but not to address the House.
I'm guided,
you are
Mr.
violating Order 88.7.
I'm guided, Mr. Speaker. My question, Mr. Speaker, is, do we have the minister's assurance and commitment to use all available means to ensure this project is completed? And I have the minister's assurance on this after AESL's audit is completed. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Minister, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, as I have already stated, the entire Agenda 111 project is under audit, and once they complete their work, a blueprint will be developed out of it to decide and to determine the way forward. But what I can assure this House is that whatever money that has been invested in this project, the country will have value for money. Thank you.
Honourable Member, any further question?
Yes, Mr. Speaker. The second question is on, can the Honourable Minister give me some timelines as to, after the AESL, can you respectfully give me some timelines as to when at least we can resume work on the project? Thank you.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, giving specific timelines will be a bit difficult. It is out of the audit and availability of funding that will determine how expeditious the project or the program will run. And so to give specific timeline will be problematic at this stage.
Yes, any last supplementary? Honourable members, let's move to question number 35, standing in the name of Lorette Koko Asante. Honourable member, we have set the ground rule that because of the number of questions, we agreed in this house, questions that are constituency specific, we are not taking supplementary.
Speaker, with respect. Speaker, with respect. I was here when the ground rule was set. We said it will be one. We will limit ourselves to one. But Speaker, if it is your pleasure that you won't allow any supplement, that's fine. But we actually agreed on one.
Honourable Chief Whip, I don't want to create the impression that it is my pleasure. I ask, in view of the numbers, any indication. They said constituency specific, apart from supplementary, from the questioner, no other supplementary question. The non-constituency specific, then we take one supplementary. Yes, Honorable Lorette Koko Asante. Etiwa West, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to ask the Minister of Health when will the Agenda 111 hospital at the Abomosu Township be completed and operational? Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Minister, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, with respect, the questions on Agenda 111 will all have the same preambles, that we are doing auditing on the whole project, and that when we complete the auditing, we'll develop a blueprint, and then the next phase will be rolled out. And therefore, I am just going to add few sentences to what I had already read to the House. Mr. Speaker, in reference to the above, the Abomosu project will follow the same plan, and the ministry will assume full responsibility for the initiative. We will assess the status of implementation, physical progress, outstanding commitment, and develop the requisite strategies to ensure its successful completion, and report to the House concerning the fine details of the project. Thank you.
Honorable member, any supplementary question?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Speaker, sorry. So the Abomosu Hospital is about 92% complete. So when you look at the cost, which was about 11.5 million, there's about $1 million left if you do the math. So what assurance
Honorable
can the
member,
minister...
don't you think you are addressing the House? Ask supplementary
No, I'm asking the
question,
minister
please.
a question, Mr. Speaker,
yes.
respectfully.
Yes.
What assurance can the minister provide my constituent in Abomosu, but not only Abomosu alone, the entire Tiwa West constituency and, in fact, the region? Because the Abomosu Hospital is really a huge investment, and will provide a whole lot of health access to healthcare. So what assurance can the minister provide to my